Today's live I titled Women Don't Care About Monogamy, and if you don't got it, be prepared to struggle. So I ended last night's or last evening's right live hinting at doing this kind of live the next day. All right, so there's so many places to start with this one. This is a very interesting one, and it's something that you can see with your own two eyes very easy. Uh, so okay, today's day, dating and courting is all had on the internet. Men don't want to approach, and if they do, girls aren't as nice about it. There are two main. There are two main avenues for this, or like results. So either a girl will say, will reject you pretty hard because they don't care. Especially if they're with their girlfriends or like in a group, right? They'll look you up and down. They'll say, "Ew, this is your gross." They'll tell you you've lost your mind. Especially if it's during like a outing, and let's say like, oh, she's out with her girlfriends. That's the right time for her to get her self-esteem up by destroying you. And then there's another like group of women and situations where you may approach and they come off as these little creatures, just say creatures. they come off as if I don't know why this guy was driving like he was on Fast and Furious. None of us can see. But yeah, they come off as creatures of that. How do you say this in English? They come off as if like they're so meek and weak and nimble, and you just a big bad man that just wants to get her number. you know and I can't express enough how grateful I am when I walk up to a girl and say, "Hey, how are you? I like to get to know you." Bada bing, bada boom, and she responds as a person and goes, "Hey, that was really sweet. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not interested." But in some efforts, by the way, I will say, of women trying to gently let you down, they'll say, "I have a boyfriend," or they'll say, "I have a husband." I've met a girl before who I definitely know she doesn't have a husband, because even though she said she had a husband, she gave me her Instagram, and when you go on her Instagram, there is no trace of a man. There is no sighting that there ever was a man. And she would often flirt with me on her Instagram. I just didn't continue pursuing that because I didn't want to potentially be in a position where we're playing games, because I've already formally asked you, and so I don't want to earn or work my way towards a friend zone. Girls, let me tell you something about girls. Women are the first and super quick to say stuff like, "I don't know what I want," and "I'm not happy." They're very quick to be indecisive and operate in that way. However, when a woman likes you, you don't have to spend anything. You don't have to spend $1 on her. If she's not sure, that's when you'll be going on dates and dates and dates to try to prove to her that you should be her friend. And I don't got time for that. The reason why I say prove to her that you gotta be her friend is because you'll spend a good bit of money and then a good bit of time. And then the moment that she does see that Prince Charming that she likes, you'll become the friend. And the thing about it is, women do like people, like they will like a man for your personality and your character, or how you approach them and whatnot. Then the other factors that really dominate their minds, that they have such a hard time dealing with, is social acceptance of that man. So let's say you're a good guy in your social circle. You have to also be a good guy in her social circle. That's why they try to push all that happy wife, happy life stuff, you know? And whenever you go out, especially like if you're meeting her family, her friends, you think you guys are just sitting there, hee hee ha ha ha. No, look at her. She'll be looking left and right, trying to see how the group accepts you, what the group thinks of you, to try to make it seem cool. So that's a major factor in there. But don't think that just because you're accepted by the group, you're safe. Because she will definitely see that guy that the world thinks that she should be with, and she'll definitely give him a shot without her family or friends even knowing. And then if it's successful, her sister, her friends, everybody will know except for you. And now the only thing left is to switch you out, which is amazing, because I always wonder how the siblings and relatives of or friends of these type of women can maintain to be friends, because you have to at some point think to yourself, this girl will do the same thing, especially if I was a girl, for sure. You know, why not? Luckily, I don't know a single person like that around me. And if they do exist, they know not to use me as their catalysts. Because if you are that type, then that means we're probably already flirting. And in the situations that I did have in the past, I'll flirt, and I go, oh wait, you're serious? Hey, you better stay with me, man, if you want to come out here. And that would quickly end the whole situationship or whatever that she was trying to initiate. I can't tell you how many times I've told a woman, you better stay where you're at. You better stay where you're at. All right, so moving on. The reason why I titled this live, women don't care about monogamy. Because when you get on these dating sites and whatnot, this is the greatest tool to see how a lot of these girls think. One of the most popular ones is Bumble. If you get on Bumble, you'll see that Bumble is tailored for women. You know, it's effectively created this so-called safe space for women. That, and I say it's effective, it's successful, because in most situations where they've made it so aggressive, where a woman will have to initiate and whatnot, those things normally don't succeed. But dating apps have done a fantastic job. Then you have Bumble, where it basically it empowers women to want to speak to you, or gives them that power to speak or not to speak. And if at any reason or moment, for any reason, they feel uncomfortable with you in the conversation, they'll ban you for the rest of your life. You know, so that's how Bumble operates. And under, you know, empowerment. And so I used Bumble when I was younger, but now I refuse to, because I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to add on to that. If you've decided to make a platform for just one gender, then go ahead. It was just gonna be one less guy, and that's fine. You know, I'm not anything special. You know, hopefully there are more men good luck with the lesbians and y'all and your gay guys, because it also does like the Bumble for business, Bumble for friends. I've had an ex, we're in the middle of a relationship, and she's talking about she's just looking for friends, so she had to set to Bumble for friends, and I'm just looking at her sideways, like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna get on Tinder and look for friends too. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and get on Tinder and look for friends as well. Awesome, you know. Or like, let's say if you're gay, I'm gonna get on Grindr and look for friends there. Like, cool, you know what you're looking for on there. It's whatever. And then afterwards, about a half a year later, she left. She was over there trying to monkey branch, but that's another live about when a woman wants to leave. There's nothing you can do to stop her. I already did one before where I was talking about when a woman runs out of love. I mean, when a woman is fed up, it's like running out of love. So I've already done stuff like that before. Anyways, so when you get on these dating apps and you look at it, what you'll see is a few settings. Of course, you see the height, so that gives you an idea. And some apps will, a lot of them will these days ask about your finances, or like at first it used to be just like a little like, oh, do you have a degree? Are you a graduate? Then after that, I've definitely seen them blatantly say, oh, how much money do you make? Do you make between 10 to 40, 60 to 80, whatever? And then some websites, they'll post it, some won't. Some will keep it like as, in the background, and still enable the users, the women, to filter based on that. They just won't put it out in front. And then additionally, there's always this option that says monogamy. Tinder is very, very big on it. Tinder has a lot of different selections, but it definitely, like when you go to a girl's page that she doesn't set up, because women don't have to set up their profile. All they have to do is have like a picture that seems to resemble a woman, and they'll get thousands of matches. That's just how it operates. I have a friend right now, or I have a couple of friends, but one in particular that's always stuck in my mind is because her and we used to date in college, and when we dated, I really wasn't interested because I never found her that attractive, and the conversation, the reason why I'm bringing her up is because she messages me every single day and sends me stuff all the time. Now, if I go, oh, let's date, she'll be like, nah, I'm okay. Now I'm like, okay. Then I like go in the background, like literally stop talking. And then she, sending me all sorts of stuff. And I've shown my cousins and stuff in the past, like few months now. Like this has been going on for years. She won't leave me alone, but won't date me. And it's a little bit more than, it's definitely more than, it's different from a girl that just wants you for attention, because I don't give her any attention, yet she will, which is fine. And I do feel bad because, and to be honest, that was how it was in the relationship. When we were dating, she would put in all this effort, I wouldn't put any. The only time I put in effort with her was when she broke up with me. And then I felt bad. I was like, dang. And then for a couple of years after that, if she like went to a party and had too much to drink, she would call me at like 1 a.m. and tell me her feelings about me. But then the next day when I asked her about it, she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I confront her about this all the time. It's hilarious. Anyways, moving on. So on these sites, they have right there a feature they call monogamy, right? And even in the less setups things, Like the less set up profiles is always there. So when you have a girl like my friend here who doesn't necessarily set up her profile well, or me particularly, I don't think she's one. Saw my GPS going. I'm like, what is my GPS going? Saw my GPS going. I'm like, what is my GPS going? I don't know why I have my GPS still on. But anyways, what I was saying was, when you go on these dating sites and you look at them, right? They have a couple of features like height, income, and there's one feature called monogamy. Even on the accounts that women don't properly set up, you'll still see that selection monogamy. They always make sure to set up monogamy. And monogamy, what women understand as monogamy is that, oh, they just want to be with you. You know, oh, but let me say it differently. It's not that they just want to be with you. They want you to be with them. Because women assume in bad, so you're just making the car over, the car thing is making the car overheat. So yeah, women assume in bad faith that men get as many likes as they do. So they assume that they really got to be aggressive and try to lock you down, you know, by shaming and, you know, making sure to push as a unit monogamy. And that's no good, because most of them, one, can't actually sustain a monogamous relationship, and then two, when given the opportunity to go forego being in a monogamous relationship, they take it. So what they're thinking with monogamy is that, okay, I found this high value man who makes 300, 500,000, and I want him all to myself and the resources. And this doesn't matter if they're a young college kid, you know, young adult. It could even the women with 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 15 kids think like this. They all want this man that makes $500,000, and he's just supposed to be super loyal to just them, only desire them, only see them. It's amazing. Women can be very physically and attracted to possessions, but then they expect you to just see their soul and like them for their soul, because their soul is just so amazing for the rest of their life, you know. And they really have no interest to realize that, no, men like what they see. And not only that, men tend to like more than you, because men naturally are collectors, hunters, right? So even if you guys have a good relationship and everything going on, he does definitely care for you and love you, there's a high chance that he's going to still give other women an opportunity. And not because he doesn't care about you, just because he likes variety. That's how men operate. And also, to that factor about the whole women desiring monogamy, if I meet you and you're 100 pounds, 120 pounds, and you gain and get to 350, it's very interesting that you want me to see you for your soul and for your spirit and all that, and just always be in love with you when you're no longer the woman I married. Especially what I've noticed about girls and weight gain is that the heavier they get, the more aggressive they get. So you're not even the soft, sweet woman I met in the beginning. So a woman's weight really does correlate with her attitude, because I guess the bigger she gets, the more power she assumes. And the only exception is if, you know, you're having children. That's really it. If you're a woman that's having my children and you gain a couple of pounds, right, I expect you to be working and trying to bounce back, not let your whole self go. And that's the only exception with seeing a girl gain weight, however, still maintaining that femininity. Any other way, yeah, I've always seen them become just more aggressive. Anyways, so moving on. Women don't know how to maintain a monogamous relationship. At first, they'll give you everything you want. If it's sex, they'll give it to you all day, every day, until they get what they want. If it's being sweet, they'll give it to you. And you have to learn how to read these girls. For example, when I meet a woman and she's giving me literally everything I want, being super sweet and all that, you need to watch how she's doing it to see how she'll treat you when she gets what she wants. I've met so many girls that will give you exactly what you want, and then at the same time ask you a million times, do you like me? Do you like me? Are you sure you like me? Are you sure you like me? Ooh, like me, like me, like me. And it's like, yo, I'm chilling. We cool, we alright. But they're so desperate to, do you like me? I'm not saying desperate as in like desperate for you, because they always have options. I'm just saying, like, they're so head, they're so determined to be in this relationship with you and to make sure that you like them and everything. And if you don't, to try to potentially convince you, which is great and awesome and all. But look at how aggressive they are about it. Like, I'll be with a new woman and we're trying to get to know them, and they'll be so aggressive about it. And so, when it comes to emotion, love and hate are on the same swing. It's called swindle, on the same pivot, or whatever you want to call it, axle. So the moment you love me and you're showing me that kind of strong, aggressive love, when you hate me, it's gonna come with that same strong, aggressive hate. If you're asking me a billion times, why do I like you? Do I like you? That means you're gonna be on me all the time about how I don't do anything. I'm not a good person. I'm terrible. And then when you leave, they're always gonna be like, you're always gonna be the problem for why they left. So you really need to close your eyes when a woman talks to you. Like, if you have the opportunity to get on the phone with them, right? When they're talking to you on the phone, close your eyes and listen to their voice. Listen to how they're expressing this they want to you. Is it very, like, strained? Like, is it like da? The other thing too is a dismissive and a distance. So the other thing I noticed is a girl will express so much love and interest for you and all that, but at the same time go days without ever saying anything to you, just to come in and give you this little love bomb. Baby moms usually do that. That's what I've noticed with my friends. Baby mothers usually do that. They don't have time for you, but there's something in you that they want to acquire, and normally it's your resources. So when they don't care to maintain the relationship with you, but if they can just love bomb you once a day or once a week and to maintain you, right, they'll do that. And when they do need you, they'll activate you to get what it is they want from you. And you don't want to get stuck with a baby mama who already didn't show that she really wasn't that invested. And then when it comes to actual true formal marriages and whatnot, and women asking for monogamy, right, they get bored. One, two, they already talk about they don't want to cook and clean. So if you don't want to cook and clean, by the way, today you have dishwashers, you have washer and dryers, you have Swiffers, you have Rombas, the things that literally move around the whole house, to vacuum the house. What is it that hasn't been invented to make a woman and a wife's job easy, right? So you have all these things, but it's more than just they don't want to cook and clean. They literally don't want to cater or take care of you. So they want you to chase them to pay their bills just so they can sit there and be a mean and nasty person and have you convince them every single day your undying love. And here's the trick. Here's the problem about that. I'm old, okay? So I have this heater going. Here's the trick, and here's the problem. A woman doesn't want you to be all on her. She really doesn't want you to be all on her. So on one end, I know she's telling you about her undying love, your undying love that she would like to acquire. But you have to understand, the moment you give her all those things that she says she wants, the end of your relationship is nearer than you know. They don't want to be all up. They want distance from you. A woman really wants you for whenever she wants you. So that's why the whole monogamy thing doesn't make sense, because what they say isn't really what they desire. They want you when they want you, not when you want them. You see, so they want to, even the best of women want alone time and for you to be without them, because for some reason in their mind that increases their attractiveness, because they assume that if you're not on them, that maybe you're out there being productive and doing something. So it's like just a natural thing that this guy can go without me. He doesn't need me. He can fully function. And the mistake a lot of girls do is they create this love bombing situation where a young guy now gets hooked on your 20-hour phone conversations and whatnot. Or you're putting on him so well, right, that he can't even sleep and eat. Every morning when he pours a bowl of cereal, a little bit of your a little a piece of your panties might fall into the bowl. A little shredded pieces of your thongs might be in the cereal bowl. Um, because that's just how much access and availability and how available you are to him for that need, right? But at the same time, he has to act like he doesn't need it. He doesn't want it. He can go find it somewhere else, right? And if you don't play that game, once they get you hooked, they'll cut that off. And the mistake they make is once they cut that off and they go looking for what it is they think that makes them happy that they don't have with you, they quickly realize they can't find it, and you've actually fit the bill. You were everything they desired, everything they ever so-called prayed for. It is called what, Sierra's prayer. So they realize you're all of that, and then when they come back, they come to see that, oh wait, this guy can function with himself independently. He can function really well by himself and independently. Oh, I thought me leaving was gonna just ruin him because my ego. I'm such a god, right? My ego, because it's so amazing. A lot of these girls think they can just make a man out of mid. Listen to them talk. If he don't make it, I'm gonna make sure he make it. No, you can't. No, not make. You can't make a man that makes $10,000 start making 100,000. And if you do, you're just gonna make his life miserable, nagging him to death. I've never seen a woman build a man. The closest you'll get is a mom, and even with that, the man needs to be around male figures. That's why all these rare ones like LeBron and whoever, I'm not actually sure if LeBron was raised by a single mom, guys. So don't quote me on that. But in the league, in the NFL, NBA world, there are several men that don't have father figures around, and they were raised by their coaches. Anyways, we're gonna continue this conversation about women don't want monogamy. I'm gonna head out because I've talked for a good bit and I am cold. But yeah, they don't want monogamy. And when you look at the great examples too, just to give you guys a preview of the live later, is look at people like what I forget his is yeah, Future, right? Look at I just with the whole Cat Williams thing going on, Monique coming on, I got the chance to see Country Wayne do an interview, and honestly I didn't know about Country Wayne till about a year or two ago. And look at Country Wayne. Country Wayne said he has several baby mamas, and they all care and adore him because he pays the bills, and they share him actively. Anyways, have a good day, guys.